up being number 2 on my list for all-time greatest athletes. To me, it's about how long you play, about how many things you wind up doing, the records you set, the domination you have. Every one of those guys had a very long career. People are saying Bo Jackson. Look, there are some guys who've done incredible things, but they were bottle rockets. They're just zip up, bang, and they were gone. Like, it's great to be playing 2 sports, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, great. But I'm not talking about like your athletic ability when I say the greatest male athlete. I mean greatness in terms of domination, greatness in terms of being able to control your sport in a way that no one had seen before. Messi, 100%. Jordan, 100%. Brady. I'm a big Michael Phelps fan. Maybe I'm more than most, but to me, nobody was more dominant than that guy. That guy was ridiculous. Where are we going behind the counter? It is huge. Tomorrow, the consolation game, France and England. Sunday, the World Cup final, Spain and Argentina. Let's talk to our guy, Adam Bjorn, about the action as to what we're going to see on Sunday and Saturday. All right, my friend, we get you 2 times in 1 week. It must be a special week. This is good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Yes, we've got the 2 football games, British Opens going on. So it's I'm just still in Michigan, locked in, and yeah, good to go.
Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on cellular? We tried this before. Which one are you on right now?
Yeah, I am on data because the Wi-Fi is just garbage here. And the data, okay. I get some 5G and a bit of 4G light. So it's, yeah.
Hopefully it'll snap in. You sound great. You're just pixelated at times. So I just wanted to see which one you were on this. But we can hear you. So okay. That's the important piece here. Okay. You had mentioned the France and England game a little bit we talked 2 days ago on Tuesday. Over was the play you said everybody was going to make. It's been 3, now 3.5 from a total perspective for France and England. Is it all money on the over or anybody taking the under?
Well, the master money, were like 95% of the master money is on the under. This total is starting to get a little high. But the expectation is, you've got Mbappe trying to put this golden boot beyond Messi's hope on Sunday. So the expectations is that could open that up. Kane, Bellingham as well. None of these players want to play this game. And I know France in the past, when they've been in this position, have pulled a lot of their stars and things like that. So it should be interesting to see who actually shows up. So one of the keys for this is wait for the lineups. As soon as you get those lineups, then start making some plays because, early on, these team lineups could look very different to what we saw in the semifinals.
Do you see any value on either side, England or France? This is an exhibition game now. This is to come in 3rd place, but anybody, given the way Argentina came back on England, are the English motivated to go, get a win here and go home with at least a 3rd place finish? Or is France really ticked off about being beaten by Spain and you can back the French?
So actually it's starting to form into a bit of a data play here, this one, and it's on the English. Generally, all the rec money, everything is coming in on France. But I am seeing key signs where the master money at +3/4, +0.5, on the 3-way money line, we're getting action on the draw in England from the Masters, where it's just, 90+% recreational on France. So I do feel that that's sort of the play to get into, and the master money showing up to sort of support that. Yes, France are going to be opening it up and just looking to attack. I think England will as well. Going back to that first game with England, Croatia, both teams on the attack. And that's kind of what I see on this one. So, while that total's gotten pretty high, you really want to take a shot, 6+ goals, 7+ goals, 8+, there's probably still some value in those spots. But yeah, the straight up total at the pick and price is just, it's where it should be. And the ball's still got to go in the back of the net. They can fire and take as many shots as they want, and sometimes it just doesn't go. So you start out 0-0, to get over, you've got to get 4 goals, which is tough in any soccer game. But yeah, right now this just feels like one of the most deadest rubbers from the players' points, the managers' points. It's probably just the fans sort of keen to, bring back that French-English rivalry from 100 years ago.
How expensive is too expensive, in your opinion, for both teams to score? Price is getting up there.
Yeah, and that's another spot. And that's been bet heavier this whole tournament. That is the one prop that has just been consistently bet hard and just felt like it's too short a price majority of the time. And you'll see occasionally the Masters will come back in on the other side. But yeah, that one for me, it's been too short all tournament. And I think here, while it feels like it's just guaranteed that both teams will score, it is getting around that price where I'll stay out of that one.
It's getting expensive. All right, so we have Spain and Argentina. To lift the cup, Spain is minus 160 at Betcris, plus 140. Argentina on the other side, the 93-way, plus 127 for Spain, plus 266 for Argentina. What are we seeing from an action standpoint? Where's the master money going?
On Spain, everything's Spain. Everything. I mean, if we didn't have that futures exposure, we'd be cheering Argentina for the game the way the money's coming in on Spain. But I think there's a little bit of pricing into it in the beginning to get some of that Spain money. There's no positive equity in this one based on where we are with those futures. But yeah, it's just generally I'm seeing the master money, the general public money. I think everyone's just saying Argentina's, Houdini escapes is up, and Spain's just done what they need to do, and they'll get the job done. They just clearly, took it to France, and they were the pre-tournament favorite. And I think everyone's just like, well, this is what it was going to be all the time. So let's just kick in on Spain.
Is there a correlated play here with Spain in the under, Argentina in the over? Can you see that unfolding, or could Argentina win a 1-0 game?
I mean, either team could win a 1-0 game. The idea is, and I think generally, Spain's been very good at it this tournament. I think they've given up 1 goal in the entire tournament.
Yes.
Argentina have obviously given up a lot more. Spain, if they get in front, it'll lock down, and I think they'll just close it out. Some of these games where you get into the live betting, and if Spain go up 1-0 early, you can almost just like bet under 1.5 because all the prices will shift thinking there's goals, but there's a tactic in place that they're just looking to lock down and win this thing. So I think Argentina, well, if they get up, they'll, I don't know if they can lock it down like Spain can. So there is that idea. If you're going to play the parlay, you're right. Spain and under, Argentina and over. But yeah, this is going to be tight, cagey, and then once that first goal sort of goes in the net, if it goes in the net, then it could really open up and see what happens.
What's it been like for you on the bookmaker side, knowing the Argentina liability that you have, with them just seriously refusing to lose every time it looks like they're dead, whether it be the Cape Verde, whether it be the game, not Cape Verde, sorry, the game against Egypt, whether it be the game last game out, they just refuse to lose, knowing you guys are cheering hard for them to lose.
Yeah, the Egypt one was the one that hurt when they were up 2-0, and I'd actually had something on Egypt to be top African team. And knowing Morocco, where that was, so that one hurt, especially when they're up 2-0. But there's just we're seeing in a lot of games, there's a lot of goals late, whether teams are running out of legs or whether teams just so much better and they just say, okay, it's time to score. Because even that England game, it seemed like first half, all Argentina wanted to do was kick the English guys in the ankles. And then when the game was on the line, it was like, okay, we need to win this thing. And then bang, bang, couple of goals.
6 goals, 6 of them in the 76th minute or later for Argentina in this tournament. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's almost like they're just playing with everybody and they're just, doing what they need to do.
I
Different
made the point.
opponent.
It's like
Mhm.
it's like when there's like 10 minutes left, they're like, okay, let's go play now. Like just like
Yes.
they wake up and go at it. And when they press, you can't stop them. I'm really curious if Spain can stop them, because if Spain's up 1-0 late and you get that onslaught, all the forward momentum with Argentina, no one's been able to stop that so far. And Spain's been the best defensive team in this tournament. So it's like, you got this force against an immovable object going at each other, and something's got to give.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the great thing of why they play the games. And at the end of it, you've got these two sort of, I guess, cultures that are very much similar. Um, you know, they've got their young player in Spain, Yamal, that's
Yeah.
they're talking about being a great, and then you've got Messi potentially in his last World Cup, looking to wrap it up. But yeah, when you see him with the ball, whether it's an assist, whether it's a score, whether it's just it's different watching it. I mean, even between him and Ronaldo's a bit more brute force, long shot, stuff like that. Messi's just dancing around people, and it's just it's fun to watch.
It's magic. Where are you on this? Who's winning? Forget the book side. Where's Adam Bjorn on the better side? Where are we going on Sunday?
I think Spain have got this. I think at the end of the day, they've proven kind of that they were meant to be the favourites. They've come off, a couple of years ago in the Euros. I doubted the Europeans, and found some spots where it worked out for me and some spots that it didn't. But I think at the end of the day, as much as the refs seemingly and the FIFA seemingly trying to get Messi over the line, I think Spain just sneak home.
Is there a narrative in the betting market that it's Messi's time? Is that out there, that potentially there could be a thumb on the scale to get Messi the cup before he retires?
Well, he got it 4 years ago. If he'd never
Right.
gotten it, I'd say this is just it's watching this is almost like he didn't win 4 years ago.
Right.
Like even that Portugal game with Ronaldo, it's just been look, I've been doing this long enough. Yes, I know there's fixes in some levels and all this kind of stuff. This is a soccer World Cup. I don't think anything has necessarily been tainted or pushed or anything of that nature in this. But if you're watching this and you're not, a historical, you would think that they're just Messi didn't win 4 years ago and they're trying to make sure they send him off with something. But at the end of the day, I think Spain is the better team. I think ultimately, again, defenses win championships, and they'll end up getting over the line. Do I think they're good value at the price that they're at? I haven't come to that conclusion yet. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And again, the great thing about these days is there's so much live betting. There's so many props between now and tomorrow's game and the final. I could have gone in 15 different directions by then.
What do you expect the handle to be like on Sunday? How big?
I expect that with the matchup that it should be as big as any game that we've had so far. It's slowly coming in, but I've also noticed that it's insane. And this is why, as much as we're talking about master money, professional money, sharp money, stuff like that, the amount of money that has come in on these games in the last 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 120 minutes is insane from what I've seen over the years of, it's been even bigger than like Monday night footballs and almost
Wow.
Super Bowl equivalents. The amount of money that has come in the last, do a preview at 10 a.m. The game's at 3 p.m. and between midday and 3 p.m. it's 10x, 15x the volume. So I think there's just been a lot of not uneducated, but really recreational money. Even on the master side, it's been sort of more arbors and things like that coming in. So I expect this to really take off Sunday afternoon.
Okay. So Saturday, Sunday, if it's coming in late, what time are the live streams for you on at Adam Bjorn that people can tune in to see where all that flood comes and where it's going in what direction?
Yeah, I'll be on 20 minutes before both games kicking off. I mean, the great thing is, again, locked in Michigan, plenty of golf in the morning, so I get to sit, watch the Open, watch all kinds of crazy golf happening there, and then just sail into the afternoon with these two games. I think one's 3 p.m. Saturday and 5 p.m. Sunday, so 20 to 30 minutes before.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So flip those around. But Saturday's at 5, Sunday's at 3 for those for those two. But 3 o'clock is prime time for over in Europe. It's in the afternoon in Argentina. It should be huge ratings, should be huge numbers. It should be an unbelievable event. Thank you, Adam, for coming on today. Enjoy the games. This has been a fun 6 weeks breaking this down with you each and every week here. We'll get to you next week. We got some football coming up very soon. Our version of football is around the corner. So appreciate you. Enjoy the matches. All right.
All right. Appreciate it, Matt. Cheers.
One and only Adam Bjorn joining us here on Pushing the Odds. And we roll right into our guy who was at the Superbook. Look at this shot. Our guy, Tom from VegasFootballProxy.com. How are you, my friend? Can you hear me?
I'm good, buddy. I can hear you fine. I actually caught part of the show with Adam there, and I like his call on Spain. So I'll be rooting for España.
Are you into this? Are you going to bet it, or are you just going to cheer for it?
Nah, I'm just going to cheer for it.
All right. I have no idea. I've been so bad the last couple of weeks betting that whatever I bet the other side. So if you like Spain, I'll bet Argentina. So then you go ahead and you'll win. You'll win. I'll lose. So tell us about the setup, by the way. This is awesome for you to be set up for the Super Bowl.
I wanted to show a little love to the Westgate today. I actually have an appointment at 9 o'clock, so it was kind of by necessity as well.
Okay, let's start there.
Here in the back of the cafe. Look, the Westgate is a wonderful sports book. It was the king of sports books as well. And it still rivals the Circa in a different way. It's more spread out horizontally instead of vertically.
Yep.
So there's unless you're in the front row, there's not a bad seat in the house. You can see everything. Particularly if you're sitting in the back, you get a panoramic view of all the games going on at one time. And it's non-smoking, which is an awesome benefit for someone like me. I love it just for that alone.
Right. You spend hours there doing that. And let's start with the Westgate, because we've talked a lot of Circa, obviously. Let's start with the Westgate Super Contest and the Westgate College Football Contests. How have signups gone? We're here about 2.5 weeks in since they opened it up. How are signups going for the Westgate?
It's a steady trickle, I'll call it. I got some numbers for you for the Westgate because they started posting on their big board as well. Last year on this date, they had 55 in the Super Contest. This year they got 61. So they're about 10% up. These are small numbers because it's, like I said, we're only 2.5 weeks in, and most of their people come in August. College, 72 last year. They got 79 now. So again, about 10% up. And their Survivor, last year they had 10 at this time, and they have 14 as of today. So
I didn't even know they're doing a Survivor.
Small numbers.
They're doing a Survivor
entry. Yeah, they started last year, and it was a pretty good success, actually. They had 111 entries, and one guy won the whole thing the week after Thanksgiving. $555K he walked away with.
Wow.
There were 6 people left that made it through. They don't have the holiday weeks. They just have a straight 18-week season, so no holidays. But there were 6 people remaining, and 4 of them took the Buccaneers. He had 2 entries remaining. He stayed away from that game and was able to push one of his Buccaneers versus Saints when they lost that crazy game in the rain and blah, blah, blah.
So I'm assuming you'll proxy for that as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. We had one of those guys that got knocked out in that of the 6, so that was a little disappointing. But can't win.
I didn't. That's amazing. I did not even know they were doing a Survivor contest. I knew they did the college football contest last year. I did not know they also added a Survivor contest for that. So it's $1,500 to enter into the Westgate. I know in August, historically, they have done a golf tournament. They've done sort of like everyone get together and go out and try to, they called it was like their version of the ultimate football contest weekends that Circa does in late August. Are they going to do it with the changeover? Have you heard anything about that, Super Contest weekend?
I believe it's still on the schedule because it's coming up quick. I believe it's still on the schedule. August, I believe it's the 14th and the 15th. They have, Super Contest Weekend. The big draw is the golf tournament that they run.
Yes.
They call it a scramble, and I don't play golf, so I don't have any idea what that means. But basically, people love it. They sign up for it. And you see the people come in, after they're done playing all day, they're just beat because they've been out in the sun, and so I feel for them. But and then that evening, they have a raffle, which is also the other big draw, where they give away, I believe it's 5 free entries into the contest, as well as other prizes such as dinner at Benihana and, free stay at the hotel and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And they usually get a large crowd come in for that.
Oh, it's awesome. It's just super hot. Like I don't know how many times I've played it. I probably played it 5 times, 6 times. It's just brutal. Like it's a fun golf course across the street at Las Vegas Country Club. It's an old time club, and it's a really fun format. It's just so hot. It's just like by the 16th, you're like, I can't.
You're dragging. Yep.
You're tapping.
Hydrate,
you're tapping out.
And wear a lot of sunscreen.
Yeah, it's quite hot. All right, let's switch to the Circa, folks, and what we are seeing here. How are our friends at Circa Million, Survivor, and Grandissimo? How are we pacing?
They're still doing great. Mainly the Survivor. The Millions is still up. Last year, 822. As of this morning, 871. So up about 50 entries, more or less, 6%. It's still up. Anything for the Millions is a bonus for them getting over.
Right.
For the Survivor, people just keep pouring in for the Survivor. Last year, 25.55. This year, 36.83. So we're up 44%. 1,133 we're up. Up 44%.
Okay, so they're going to torch 20 million.
They're good. Yeah.
They're going to
no
torch
doubt in
that.
my mind that they're going over. Yeah.
That is remarkable. That's before Bet Bash, Tom. Tom, Bet Bash is in 2 weeks. So what happens when Bet Bash, which is the professional gamblers convention, happening at the Circa for 4 days? What's that going to look like from an entry standpoint? I mean, I thought that's when we'd see like the 10 entries start rolling in consistently from the professionals.
All of August, starting with Bet Bash, that's the beginning push, and it'll have another jump with them, and to have it bookended with the Circa Ultimate Contest Weekend at the end of the month.
Yes,
it's just going to be nonstop. Once Bet Bash hits, it's going to be. I don't see the numbers falling. I'm pretty sure they'll just maintain the 40%.
I can't wait because we're live at Bet Bash on Thursday, August the 6th. We're going to be live. Adam Bjorn and I are going to be there. Tom, you're more than welcome to come on up and jump on the show with us. We'll be in one of the conference rooms, and then we have the Ultimate Football Contest Weekend coming up on Thursday and Friday, August 27th and 28th. So we got 3 shows from Circa coming up in the month of August, which I think is only going to create more and more buzz for this. Let me ask you this. Is there a number that Survivor, because the documentary debuts on Wednesday, so we start to see the documentary that will hit on a variety of different platforms, Circa's website, Circa's socials, that tends to perk up some people's interest as well, because it's like it's a contest where you can watch people and live vicariously through them from last year. Does that kick it on even more? Like, what number would it hit? Would it surprise you if we got to 25 million? Would that surprise you?
At this point, I'd be a little surprised, because that's a huge jump. But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked that it hit 25 million, because my initial number was 22, 23. But seeing how strong we are right now, I can see it getting to 25.
Yeah. The fact that we're already pacing this quickly before Bet Bash, before we get to August, the real pushes, the real big weeks where we see like 20, 2,000, 3,000 entries pour in during a weekend, we haven't gotten anywhere near there yet, and we're pacing this far ahead.
It's a little scary in a way.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure. Just imagining what the avalanche will be. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep during August. I think I'll just have to get a
no,
little bedroll over down in the book.
right? You go ahead and go set up at the D and just like hang out and just live at the D for a couple of weeks while you guys just get to sign people up constantly coming up on this. So really cool stuff. Is there any buzz that you're hearing when you're in the book? Is there any buzz about what's going on for Circa Million? Like what are we expecting out of the pace? Will it continue or a pick up for Circa Million?
I suspect it'll continue kind of where it's at. We had a little conversation about this where they're trying to close that gap to actually bring in the $6 million instead of paying out the overlay.
Right.
They're going to close the gap from last year. I just don't know that they make it all the way to the 6,000 entries. Like I said, right now where they're 6% ahead, that's not going to, I don't think that's going to cover it, get there. But it feels like, it'll be steady. It'll be better than last year. People still, it's the 18 weeks of guaranteed entertainment. You have to weigh your options. Some people be like, look, picking against the spread, I can't do it. It's too hard. Others are like, look, I love doing it because I'm using my brain every week and I'm trying to handicap things, and that's what I'm in for. Just that segment of society is a little smaller.
Yeah, it's funny because this happened to my girlfriend a couple of years ago, where she went to go sign up for Survivor, and right before she did Survivor, she pivoted to Circa Millions, and she just thought, "There's so many people in Survivor, I want to go play Millions because there's just less people." I just wonder how many times that happens where people think about doing Survivor and then they go, "Well, there's $25 million in Survivor, but look how many contest entries I got to beat to get into the money." Where Circa Million gives me a chance to keep you engaged, to keep you interested, to keep you having shots with the quarter and the booby and everything else that comes in. Do you think that the number might get too big for Survivor and people start to figure out Millions presents a value?
There will be a few of those, I think. I don't think that'll be a big problem that's going to stunt the growth of the Survivor, just because the Survivor, on the other hand, compared to the Millions, the concept is really very easy to understand.
Yes.
All I got to do is pick one winner a week. I can do that.
No spread, nothing, just a W. Just get a win.
I think that at some point it may get so high that some people may not play, but doesn't mean they're going to start playing the Millions. They just may not play. But I don't see that number happening anytime soon because it still comes down to X number of entries, and every entry has a shot. Either you have the path or you don't. Just someone who has 100 entries doesn't mean they have the path, because there's only so many games a week you like. If someone has 10 or 20, all you need is one, and it's possible. We've had people win with 2 entries before, and whether they were playing against 100 or 50 or, the number of entries in it technically doesn't matter. So long as you actually have the path, you're going to be a winner. And even though the entry numbers have gone up significantly, never been more than 8 winners. We've had between 2 and 8 for the 7 years of the contest. So
that's really interesting. In terms of the Grandissimo, I know it's a lot of money to have tied up. The World Series of Poker already happened. Bet Bash is happening next week, but I forget the number that you said. Did you give us an update on Grandissimo? Are we up there too?
You know what? We did. There's actually 4 in the Grandissimo right now, which is actually 2 behind last year. So last year, a couple actually snuck in during July that we didn't know about.
Oh, interesting.
They had 6 last year on this day.
I just remember
been lower.
When during the Ultimate Football Contest weekend last year, everybody was like, "Oh, we're probably not going to get to what we want for Grandissimo," and then all of a sudden, it just started to jump really, really quickly. There's no point in having your money tied up for that long, right? I mean, this is all going to be late August, early September for that contest, right?
Yeah, I think that's why the numbers just stays low, because it doesn't make sense to put $100,000 in June and July when you can keep it till September 5th.
Right. And you allow Circa to get the interest on that money, and you get the interest on that money. So let it sit there in your own bank account than sitting in their bank account it's going to sit there for 6 months anyway during the football season. So you might as well just, take it for as long as you can coming up on that. So, all right, we'll see where that number that number winds up going. Tom, thank you for jumping on. This is awesome. I love the backdrop. Hopefully you guys have a big weekend. For anybody coming to town, again, the official proxy service of Pushing the Odds, VegasFootballProxy.com. You guys are going to go and make the appointment on the website with VegasFootballProxy.com. Tom and his incredible staff will take care of you. They'll walk you through everything for both the Million, Survivor, Grandissimo, or the 3 contests with the Westgate. I thought there were 2. There's 3 contests with the Westgate that Tom will proxy for you coming up this football season. VegasFootballProxy.com. My friend, we'll talk to you next week, all right?
You got it. Have a good one. Take care.
You too, my friend. That is Tom Carroll, VegasFootballProxy.com. Great to get him on the program. We are anticipating Newbie here in just 1 second. He'll stop in with the pitch report. He just sent me a text message. He's having computer issues. So once he gets his computer fixed, we will throw him on the program coming up for that. But that is going to be really fun to see how this summer goes. Bet Bash coming up in 2 weeks. We will be live. 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be live at Bet Bash. Adam Bjorn and myself. I'm sure Tom will stop on by and be a part of it as well. From Bet Bash from Circa Sports for that. It looks like it's going to be a 10 o'clock Eastern, a 10 o'clock Pacific time start, so 1 p.m. Eastern time start for us. So back to the old clock because we're on West Coast time. So we'll go back to the old start time for that show with Adam and myself live from Circa Sports. We cannot wait to do that. And then a couple of weeks after that, we'll come back with the Ultimate Football Contest Weekend, 2 live shows on the 27th and the 28th, Thursday and Friday. And remember, on that Thursday show, that's where we will give away the entry to the Circa Millions contest with me. So one of you guys will be my partner. If we don't have a winner every Monday, we're giving you an opportunity to be a part of the show, part of this contest by filling out and solving a puzzle on Monday. Tuesday, you get the answer. If we don't get a winner by the time we get to August 26th on that Thursday, we will pull live on the air a name out of the hat, and that person will partner with me for the Vegas contest for the Circa Million giveaway. Tom will be our proxy for that, and we will take care of that contest. You will pick 3 or 4 games a week. I'll pick 1 or 2, depending on what you want me to do, and we'll go at it together. I'll have another entry for myself as well in there for Circa Millions. I'm really looking forward to being involved in Circa Millions. I may get involved with Survivor. I don't know. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet with Survivor. It's so fun, but it's so hard. It's such a stress. Like I tend to like, if I go 3-2 on my picks, I feel good. If I go 0-1, I'm pissed. It's just, I get mad because you're out, you're done. So like Circa Million, like, I don't know, I'm a risk adverse guy. So Circa Million gives me 5 picks for 20 weeks, and I get to go and have all these, have all these different selections and picks, and it's just more fun. I really enjoy it. The puzzle will be Tuesday of next week ish. Thank you for that. Monday there is no show. I made that announcement on our Discord channel. Monday we are off. Yes, there's a medical procedure I have to take a family member to on Monday. Part of the reasons why I start to come back. There's things I got to do. There's responsibilities that I've got with family. So I've got to go ahead and jump in on all of that. So that's why, no show on Monday. We're off on Monday. Tuesday, we'll have everything coming up here. Did I mention the answer for last week? Yes, the answer from last week was Ken Griffey Jr. winning the All-Star game winning the home run derby rather at the All-Star game on 7/12/1999. That was the answer to the first puzzle coming up here on that. So no show Monday, back on Tuesday where we will do the giveaway. Be involved. I let me tell you what we're down to from a numbers perspective. We are down to how many people are left? I think we're down to 45. I think that's what we're down to. I'll gotta count that to give you an accurate, but somewhere around that number, we're down to 45 people who are in the contest to get the Circa Million entry with me coming up this football season. For the last time, let's go have a pitch report. All right, our guy Newbie, he's busy. We got to go quick. We got a lot of things going on here for the World Cup. How are you, my friend?
I'm excellent, brother. And it's just one of those days, right? I come to log on and then my Bluetooth isn't working, have to restart the computer. We get our times crossed. So Matt, it's just one of those days, but that doesn't mean that we still can't cash in because we only have 2 games left, dude.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes to roll through this. We'll get this done. Let's start with tomorrow. Are you a both teams to score guy? Are you an over guy? Or are you going complete contrarian and going under with France and England?
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I'm sure you've seen on social the same thing that I have, that if this was a bowl game, we would be opting out, as Marcus Freeman likes to do, because like this game doesn't really mean anything except for one guy who's on the pitch, right? And that's Mbappe. This is a guy who likes his accolades to be sung from the mountaintops, and he is in contention for obviously the golden ball, or excuse me, the golden boot. So it's basically a 2-horse race, he and Messi. Now Messi, and we'll talk about this other game in a few, he's going to be facing a much tougher defense than Mbappe. So I get it that it's chalky for Mbappe to score, but why not even look for Mbappe two goals or more? I think, that's how you're going to get a little plus money on that. Or you just maybe take over in the game, throw Mbappe to score. I want Mbappe to score some way. I just don't want it to be cost prohibitive, right? So I think he gets involved. I could see him hitting the back of the net twice. I don't think either of these teams really want to be there though, Matt. But I think that turns into more of a back and forth affair than it does like one side just locking in defensively, and both these teams secede to everyone. So, or concede to everyone. So I think both teams score is alive. I don't care if it's square.
UC.
I think over is alive. I don't care if it's square, and give me Mbappe to score. I don't care if it's square. It's a square game. It's a third place game, Matt.
Yeah, right. I bet both teams to score, and I bet over 3. So I'm on both square plays.
I like that.
I don't really care. Spain and Argentina. 1, who wins? And then 2, how do they win? Because it feels like it's Argentina in the over, Spain in the under, and there may be a way of correlating the two.
Yeah, I think for Spain, the goal for them is do exactly what they did against the French, right? I was very surprised. I wasn't one of the people who were pulling off the rubber band being like, oh, this is a great Spain, or this is a great France spot. I was really surprised with the fact that France wasn't able to muster up and find the back of the net. That was one of the both teams to score that I thought was a terrific play. Yep. And you end up not being able to find the back of the net there for French, even though they put on a great press towards the end of that match. So if you're Spain, I don't think you change anything that you did. And they didn't just park the bus. They didn't just lean on the incredible defense that they have. They just said, we're just going to keep moving forward. They didn't pull an England, right? They didn't pull a let's get up and then just play to not lose, because that's the way to do it. The old Sean McDermott prevent defense always works so great, right, Matt? So for Argentina, it's just, how do they keep getting away with this? How does this keep happening? They have not led for more than a handful of minutes at the end of games since the knockout stage started. So they are continuing to get by the skin of their teeth, and it's Messi magic, right? It's if here's the thing is with Jude Bellingham saying something, and I'm sure you saw the same thing, where Jude Bellingham says something to Messi. He does the Robert De Niro, you're about to get whacked face. And then what does Messi do? Have one of the best crosses of the tournament into a header. One of the most beautiful goals of the tournament. So I'm guessing that Spain will not be poking the bear of Argentina. I get it that they're the favorite. I get it that this stinks like that French game where you're like, oh, this team's favored, this, that, and the other thing. Same thing as the England game. Spain's the better team. They have been the better team this entire tournament. They have just been stellar. They've done it in a litany of ways. So yes, of course, they have their lead striker, but they can beat you in different ways. And I think that's something. And look, your graphic says the same thing. They are not so top heavy as a French. Sure, they had Dembele and Olise and they had Mbappe, but this Spain team can just beat you down because you're just running against a brick wall. So under for me in the Spain and Argentina game, I would be not playing both teams to score. I could see a 1-0 Spain win here, but I do see this maybe going to extra time. So so maybe we wait to see some extra action.
Yeah, I think it is an under game. I think it's 1-0, and I think it could be 2-0, like a repeat of the French game. I think you're right about that in terms of the way and the style that Spain wants to play. just given sports, right? How often do we see great defense dominating, and a great defense beats a great offense? Generally speaking, that's what happens in most sports. So that's kind of why I think Spain does wind up winning. But every time I pick against Argentina and every time I think they're going to lose, they don't lose, newbie. This team just won't lose.
It does have this air of like a team of destiny. Now, if they do win, I'm sure you've touched upon this too. They would be only the third time that we've seen that happen in the World Cup. It was Italy and it was Brazil, and it was decades ago. So if they're able to pull the rabbit out of the hat again, hands off to them. I mean, you did it. And also, I don't know if you saw the tweet that made the rounds. That was the guy who predicted that Argentina beat Spain 3-2 in the final. He tweeted it out in 2021. Wow. So it's one of those people that just blasts out a bunch of predictions. But it was something that was tweeted here. I'll pull it up here for you so I can show you. In
2021,
Argentina just beat Spain at the 2026 World Cup. If you see here, sorry, my phone's a little smudgy. Like I said, it's one of those days.
But the date
7/11/21
21
is when he tweeted. So if you think that I'm not at least sprinkling Argentina 3-2 exact scoreline, you're crazy. I've seen Back to the Future, Matt. They might have the almanac, and I'm not missing out on that. So I'm definitely sprinkling. While I like Spain, give me Argentina 3-2 final for no reason other than some soothsayer time traveler tweeted it in 2021.
I know you got to run. So my last question to you is, overall, what will be your takeaway from the summer of 26 with the World Cup? How has this been? How have the host nations been? The games itself, what will your remembrance be of this event?
In 4 years, remember, FIFA always gets what they want. That's what stands out to me in this tournament. I'm not saying that it's rigged or whatever. The cream always does rise to the top. But if you ask them, what would you like for the final? The only thing that stood out is that they didn't get the French in the final, right? So as far as this World Cup, I think it's awesome. Don't add 64 teams. The amount of teams they added was perfect because you have upset potential, you have fun potential, you have, Cinderella potential. They go to 64 teams like they're toying about. There's no eliteness to this tournament. You need the eliteness. So this is the biggest the field should get, and I think that's what stands out the most to me.
Yeah, 48's too big. I'm good with it because that's the maximum. But now they want college football to follow this model and have 48 teams and
what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, it cannot happen, my friend.
All right, the next time we talk, we're going to talk American football. Okay?
Yes, please.
Because none of this, because we're up against it and everything. We didn't get to go back and forth on our AJ Brown. So head over to Matt's Twitter at Sports Talk Matt. Head over to mine at Newbie Talks. You want a little fun back and forth between Eagles and Pats fans? It's coming here all season long. On we'll have it. We got a whole month of August in early part of September. You will be back. We will get into Eagles Patriots at some point in the very near future. Best of luck. Thank you for all the time you've given us on this on the Pitch Report. It's been awesome having you on.
Appreciate you, Matt. Always a great time, brother. Thank you.
At Newbie Talks, go follow him on X and on Twitter. Joining us here on Pushing the Odds for the Pitch Report as we head into a championship Sunday for the World Cup. As I said during the opening line, I think this has been an unbelievable event. I think it's been absolutely awesome. Everything's been so fun. It's been super cool to watch this over 6 weeks. And regardless of who wins, I do think Spain wins. But watch Argentina again, do it again. It would be if Spain scores, I'm going to bet Spain. And then if Spain goes up 1-0, and then it's late in the game after the 75th minute, if Argentina is down 1-0, I'm betting Argentina, just flat out. I'm betting on that's how I'm playing it out. That's the way I'm going to bet this. If Argentina is up 1-0, I don't know. That would kind of create a problem for me, but they don't win like that. They win from behind. When they're going to win, they just rally. And it's absolutely incredible to watch this Argentinian team and what they have done. Let's go back talking about Circa, because we have not gotten into the Circa Sports team of the day as of yet. Circa Sports team of the day, the Atlanta Falcons, who are 75-1 to win it all, and their win total is set at 7.5 from Circa Sports. We already talked about it a little bit here with our friend Tom, but you got Circa Survivor, million in Grandissimo, 20 million guaranteed. We're going to blow through that. We're going way over that. And remember, there's no rake at Circa. So all the extra money that's all the over 20 million, that goes right back into the prize pool. So 21, 22, 23. I asked Tom 25 million potentially for Circa Survivor. Million comes in at a $6 million guarantee and a $1 million first place prize. You must be present in Vegas to sign up, but you can go anywhere and Tom can proxy for you, and you guys can be anywhere in the world and have multiple entries in the Circa Sports football contest coming up this year. For more information, go to circasports.com. $1,000 entry for Circa Survivor and Circa Million, $100,000 entry for the Grandissimo coming up this fall with Circa. Team of the day, Falcons. Who's the quarterback of this team? So everybody wants to know, who is the quarterback? They are 75-1 to win it all. Is it Michael Penix Jr. or is it Tua? You got two left-handed quarterbacks. Who is going to be the guy? Tua is young enough in his career that he could be the quarterback for a while here. You have a new quarterback. You have a new head coach. You have a new general manager. The longest playoff drought in the NFC is currently owned by the Atlanta Falcons. Their schedule, at least to start, is not easy. At Pittsburgh, at Green Bay, at New Orleans. 3 of their first 4 games are on the road. Then they play at home against Baltimore, Chicago, and San Francisco. Those games all might be losses. They play at Tampa. They play against Cincinnati and Kansas City before they go to a bye in week 11, and coming out of the bye at Minnesota, playing Detroit, at Cleveland, Washington, Tampa, New Orleans, and Carolina. This is a dead under for me. Even with them going out there and re-signing some of their talent and taking on guys that really could have big years. They've got Bijan Robinson. They've got an unbelievable tight end. They've got a good offensive line. Their schedule is really difficult. No one did them any favors. It really feels like this is going to be a rough year for the Falcons. Maybe 6, maybe 7, but I don't see 8, 9, or 10 wins out of the Falcons unless their defense can make up for all the losses. They lost like 4 starters in free agency. Really, really bad. Like really, really bad coming up on this. I like the Falcons under. Still only one team that I like so far to go over their win total that we've seen so far here for 26-27. We will make some plays for just the picks in bonus time. If you guys are with us live, don't move. If you're on the replay on Sports Grid, thank you for being here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Remember, the show is off. There'll be a best of show coming up on Monday on Sports Grid. There won't be a show on the YouTube channel, but we'll be live on Tuesday at 11 a.m. My thanks to Tom from VegasFootballProxy.com, Adam Bjorn from Betcris, Arizona, and Newbie for coming on with the pitch report here on the program. If you missed any part of the program, you can go to our YouTube channel at Opening Line Media or at Pushing the Odds to see any of it. If you're live, bonus time starts now. This is funny. I don't know, and I'm Rico. If you are a recruit, welcome. I've never seen your handle before, but you have been railing on Argentina for the last 5 minutes in the chat. Argentina is the biggest fraud in the history of the sport. You don't get it because you were born into baseball and basketball and football. I don't know, dude. Here's the problem. Scoreboards are problems. Like, to call somebody a fraud means they would lose. They haven't lost. So if they lose, I would go, okay, but they're in the fucking World Cup final. Like, I have a hard time calling anybody a fraud. That's like the people who are calling the Patriots a fraud going into the Super Bowl against Seattle. It's like, could Argentina get smoked by Spain? Absolutely. Did the Patriots get smoked by Seattle? Absolutely. Did they win every game they needed to win to get there? Yes. Argentina has won every game. I mean, so the fix is in because the VAR calls have gone for Argentina. So it's a fix. We're saying that they're frauds because FIFA wants them there. I don't know, man. Kind of hard to fix it when the ball gets kicked and then a guy heads it and it goes in the net, or a guy kicks a shot from outside the 18 and it goes in the net. Those weren't VAR reviews. So is FIFA involved with VAR? Maybe. Does FIFA want Argentina to be in the final? Maybe. I'm not denying it happens in every sport. It's better for business. You have Messi, him, the image, back-to-back World Cup championships. He retires, 2-time champion. Okay, yeah, I get it. That would make perfect sense. Right off into the sunset. Okay, sure. Tom Brady, okay, win and be done. Doesn't mean they're frauds, though. I don't know. Like, winning is winning. Like, winning is winning. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Winning is winning. Let's make some plays. Just the Picks being brought to you by our friends at the Prop Bet Cheat Sheet from Betting Pros. You guys can go check it out. Baseball's back tonight. Big slate of Major League Baseball across the diamond, double headers and others going on. If you want to see props that you can play for tonight, go to bettingpros.com/MLB props. It's free. See the 5-star plays right now with Betting Pros. I am on the Pirates on the money line here for tonight. Pirates are taking on Gavin Williams and the Cleveland Guardians. I think the Guardians are going to regress a little bit, and the Pirates swept the Brewers right before the break. They got Jared Jones, who threw a great 6 innings of shutout baseball against the Braves in his last start. Let's take the Pirates on the money line coming up here for tonight. I like the Royals and the Padres to go under 10.5. These are two of the worst teams in all of baseball when it comes to offense. In fact, the Padres are the worst team in offense in Major League Baseball in runs per game, and yet this number gets set at 10 because of the pitchers, because it's Michael King and Seth Lugo, and the bullpen stink, and it's 85 degrees at night in Kansas City. But no, 10.5. This is not Coors Field. We're going under. Padres Royals under 10.5. For France and England, as I mentioned, we are going to go and take the over 3, both teams to score coming up for this. I think we see offense between these two teams. Don't think anybody cares to play defense. It's an exhibition game. We're going to run around and we're going to score a bunch of goals coming up here on Saturday. And then finally on Sunday, Spain on the money line. Yes, I'm taking Spain. I'm taking them to hoist the cup. I'm not going to play around with anything. I don't want to go and how they win it, I don't really care. Just want them to win it. -160, so be it. Spain to win, but you better damn believe I'm taking Argentina. If Spain scores first, I am betting on Argentina. We're going to wait. We're going to let it go, and then we're going to go ahead and have Argentina and bet it and guarantee that I cannot lose. We'll take a big plus money price on Argentina at some point during the match. So I'm going to play it in game for sure coming up here for this. It's going to be super fun to watch. Time for my favorite thing about today. Favorite thing about today is the big day. It's a big, big day. My daughter. So, my daughter has never performed in front of every side of her family. So, what has happened from my daughter, it's either my ex-wife or me who are at the performance, or we're both there at the performance. But normally it's me and my ex-wife, and there's no family. Sometimes there's one side of the family that's there. If Madeline is coming back to New England to perform like she did last year, it was me, it was Amanda, it was Amanda's family that was there to watch it. My mom and my stepdad weren't there. They weren't able to make it. Tonight, my daughter gets to perform she's at an acting camp. So there's 2 weeks and then 2 weeks. This is the first of 2 performances. But tonight she gets to perform in front of me and Amanda, my ex-wife and her boyfriend, my ex-wife's family, my family, and Amanda's family. My daughter has never had this big of a crowd all together, all there to support her, to watch her perform tonight. Is she nervous? Yeah. I think she woke up this morning a little nervous. She woke up this morning a little jittery, and there's a lot of going on here for, just drama and everything else. It's a pressure-packed thing for her, but we're all there to support her. She's in a Greek god rock opera. is what she's performing in tonight. She is the Greek god of childbirth. Never knew that was such a thing, but that's her role. And so she's performing on this play tonight, and we're all going to get there and have an awesome time and support her. And I hope that she absolutely has a tremendous experience tonight. It is this camp. I cannot recommend this camp. If you have an acting kid, if you have a theater kid in your life, if your kid's a theater kid, the Derryfield Repertory Theater Camp is unbelievable. I grew up going to sports camps in New Hampshire, in Camp Alton. My daughter's going to grow up going to this camp in New Hampshire. It is such a cool experience. It is such a cool camp, and it's really, really cool. So super excited to get there tonight. There's going to be hundreds of parents in this. It's a really big camp with a lot of people in it, and it's going to be super fun tonight. So favorite thing about today, I get to support my kid, and my kid gets to have a really fun environment. Brooks as well with Amanda. Brooks is in a different play, same performance, just a different play that he's getting to put on as well. So he's got a huge contingency of people that are there to support him as well. So huge day for us. I'll recap it all coming up on Tuesday. I'm sure there'll be posts on social media at Sports Talk Matt at times as well. My thanks to our friends who joined us today. Adam Bjorn was awesome. Tom from the Westgate was super cool. Newbie jumped in with a pitch report. That was cool. 3 guests in one show, and you guys, the brigade, thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. You mean the world to me. Have an awesome weekend. No show Monday due to a medical procedure of a family member. And then we're back on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern for the next Pushing the Odds with Matt Peralt, being brought to you by Betcris Arizona.